Hey guys, welcome to Full Play Aesthetics. So today I'm basically going to be teaching you guys how to prepare for your state board practical exam. So I'm so excited that you purchased my ebook and you trusted in me in regards to preparing for this very important test. So first we're going to go ahead and start with preparing our esthetician practical exam kits. So let's get started. For your esthetician exam, you will need a bag that has multiple pockets in it. Make sure that it doesn't have a logo on it. As you can see, you do see the logo, but you can cover that with black tape. But make sure it has multiple pockets, one in the middle, one in the back, and a small one in the front. This is where you will put your mannequin head and your client 1 and client 2, your trash bags, and some of your sanitation supplies as well. Hey you guys, Full Play Aesthetics here again. So in this chapter, we're going to go over the supplies that you'll need and where and how to label your equipment. So again, I'm going to be repetitive and go over this bag one more time. So in the front pocket, you will have 4 cavi wipes, 2 pairs of gloves, and including your hand sanitizer. So all your sanitation equipment will go into that first small pocket. After that, there is a second pocket, but in that pocket you can literally put some of your personal items, but do not put a phone inside or else you will be disqualified, especially if it goes off. And just in general, you cannot have a phone inside of the testing facility. Next, in this main compartment, you will have your client 1 and your client 2, a couple of extra supplies that you might need in case you might drop something, and you'll have your mannequin head in this compartment with your universal supplies. So in the last compartment here, you'll have your trash bags that will be labeled to be disinfected, soiled linen, and trash bag. And that trash bag will have a lining inside of that bag as well. So yes, that is that in regards to the bag. And now we're gonna get our mannequin head. If you are in esthetician school, you are supposed to get one of these with your kits. You have to make sure that there is no eyebrows on there. You want to make sure it's clean. And then furthermore, you'll have 4 of your XL cavi wipes that will go into that front pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and put it inside. And again, it'll be 4 cavi wipes, 2 pairs of gloves, and your hand sanitizer bottle, the one that has a pump on it. And I'm going to put that under the table, and I'm going to take my universal supplies kit. This kit just needs to have 2 compartments. You can get the bowl from any dollar store, and you'll have a labeler. You can get a labeler from Amazon or your local office supply store, but you want to make sure the label is where it's in the front so that the judge is able to see what that is. And again, inside you'll have 15 pairs of aesthetic wipes, and you'll also have 15 pairs of cotton rounds. So now I'm going to cover that up and put it to the side, and we're going to continue with what the supplies you'll need for your client 1. So this is the client 1 pack right here. I'm going to basically show you how to fill it and how to get everything prepped and ready. So first you'll need a first aid kit. You will need your cleanser bottle labeled, your moisturizer SPF bottle labeled, and your massage oil labeled with a container that has a mask and exfoliant, and your cleanser. Furthermore, you will need an exfoliating brush. You will need 4 spatulas, including your fan brush. You'll also need a towel, but in the middle of the towel, you want to make sure that you have a head wrap inside, because this is what will help drape your client during the exam. Next, you will have 4 wet one wipes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, you will have, this is your wet towel. During the day of the test, you will make sure that you wet this towel before starting. And this is all the materials that you'll need for your client 1. And in your first aid kit, it includes an alcohol wipe, a pair of gloves, and a Band-Aid. And you will also need a gallon bag to put all of your items in. So next, this is just a close-up of all the materials that you'll need, just so that you guys can see. Very simple. So now we're gonna go ahead and fill our containers. So one thing I will say, make it easier for you. I was in studio when I was doing this, so I just used what I had. So right now this is my mask, and I'm putting the aloe mask that I had. And you don't have to use expensive products. You can use anything that you have that just gives the consistency. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can use anything you want, honestly speaking. So I am just filling up this container. And again, I use what I had. So if you guys have like a lotion or a cream or anything, you can go at old products. You can fill your containers with that. As I continue to fill my containers, I would say for your massage medium, use a cream-based product. It can be a hair conditioner, it can be literally anything. Due to the fact, like, using oil will be kind of hard to take off during the test. So just use products that are the same consistency or look similar to, what you are using. But furthermore, I am putting my toner into my bottle. And then lastly, I'm going to go ahead and put my exfoliant. And as for your exfoliant, use a liquid-based exfoliant, just because the crystals that I have from mine did take some time to come off. So again, the key is using products that will be easy to clean off from your mannequin. Alrighty, so now everything is filled and organized, and let's get started with the next steps. So I'm going to go ahead and put these back into my client 1. And just a reminder, when you're practicing, like when you're first practicing for that first week, you don't have to put any product inside. But if you do want to do that just to, help you get used to it, you can. but I highly recommend you don't, just because you'll be wasting a lot of your supplies. But furthermore, I'm gonna go ahead and wet my towel. So this is an example of how it's gonna be the day of testing. So you're gonna wet your towel before leaving your house, and you're gonna go ahead and place it into your bag like so. You're gonna make sure that there's no air, and you're gonna roll it back up and put it into your client 1 bag. Alright, you guys, so this is how it's going to look on the day of test day. So you're going to have all of your products filled. You're going to have your towel that is wet, pre-wet, and you're going to put it into your bag, including your wet wipes, and you want to make sure that everything is organized so that you know where everything is, so that you're not scrambling to, figure out where things should be. So then you're going to put your sticks inside, and you're going to place that in the bag, like so. And also, just a reminder, snip your wet one wipes beforehand. That's what I did because it helped me easily open my wipes without having to fidget and struggle with opening it, so I can continue with the next steps. So that is a major key for preparation. You again, you don't have to, but these are things that help me get a very good grade on a test. And then you're going to go ahead and put your towel with your head cap inside, and then you're going to place your first aid kit as well, and then you're going to organize your container based on how a normal facial should be. So that will be your cleanser, followed by your exfoliant, followed by your massage medium, followed by your mask, your toner, and moisturizer and SPF. Then you're going to lastly go ahead and place your exfoliating brush and your mask brush inside, and that is literally the completion of client 1. Thank you, and now we're going to go on to the next chapter.
Now, client 2. You will need your wax kit. We're just going to do one at a time. You're going to get a plastic sandwich bag. This is going to be your wax kit. You're going to label your first container post-epilation. Then you will label your second container pre-epilation. Then you will make what we call a sandwich. This includes 1 cotton round, 1 aesthetic wipe, another cotton round, and another aesthetic wipe. So if you don't know how to fold it, you're going to fold it like a hamburger, like this. Place this on top, place this on the bottom, and place this on the bottom, just like so. Now, you will need a pair of tweezers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wooden spatulas for your eyebrows. Then you will need to pre-cut your wax strips. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wax strips. This is all going to go back into your sandwich bag. Now, you will need your makeup kit. Inside your makeup kit, you will need a pencil sharpener, eyeliner, foundation that matches your mannequin, eyeshadow, blush, 1, 2, 3, 4 makeup sponges, setting powder, right here, mascara, lipstick, 2 mascara wands, and it's always, like I said before, it's always good to have extra. And then 4 lip sticks, lip brushes, and you need 4 eyeshadow brushes as well. You will also need you will also need 3 wooden spatulas. I got small ones because you will be needing to use this to put onto your palette. A pair of tweezers and your palette. This right here is what has to be included into your makeup kit. Next, your microdermabrasion kits. Microdermabrasion, you will need a pair of glasses, you'll need a jump rope, and on the day of your test, you will cut this jump rope to about here. You'll need a wet one. So this is for your crystal microdermabrasion, to be exact. Then you will need a sandwich. And for this sandwich, you will need an esthetician wipe, a cotton round, another esthetician wipe, cotton round, esthetician wipe, cotton round esthetician wipe, and then last but not least, your alcohol. So it's really supposed to be your alcohol, esthetician, cotton round, esthetician wipe, cotton round, esthetician wipe. And also, last but not least, you will need a pair of gloves. Then you want to make sure that you have a towel in your client 2 kit. This towel is meant for draping your client. Just like in client 1, you're going to make sure you have a headband in this towel. And you're going to fold it. This is your client 2. Alright, so you guys now know the supplies that you're going to need for your client 1 and client 2, and also your universal supplies and your hand sanitizer.
These are the bags that you will be labeling for your soil linens, trash bag, and your to be disinfected. Each side, there should be 4 labels on each side so that wherever your judge goes around, they'll be able to see what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and fold my bags like so. And then just a quick statement. You can find bags that are just plain without a picture, preferably, but unfortunately that's all I had. So just make a pointer in regards to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and fold my bags like so. And I'm going to put them inside of the last pocket of the black And you're going to go ahead and zip that up. And your kit is now ready, you guys. And we're ready to get started for our practical exam. Let's get it. In the beginning, before you get started on your exam, your judge will ask for you to take out your mannequin head, including your germicidal product. They want to make sure that you have the proper products for the test. And then after that, you will go ahead and place your product back into your bag, including your mannequin head as well. You will prepare your work area for your client. You will set up the universal supplies you will use throughout the examination. You will also set up the supplies for the basic facial section of the examination. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Do not demonstrate any procedures until the verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Your first bag will be tubing disinfected. Your second bag will be soiled linen. And next to that bag will be your client 1, client 2 black bag. Then it will be a trash bag. That's how your lower level should be set up during the exam. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. You will prepare your client for services. You will perform a basic facial. The basic facial will include cleansing, manual exfoliation, towel steaming, massage, and a mask. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 25 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 12 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Once you're done with that, you will sanitize your hands. And you want to make sure that you're working from the left and the right of your client and never on top of your client. So now we're going to begin the basic facial. During testing, like I said, pre-clipping your wet wipes will save you a lot of time and also helps with less anxiety because during this process it can be intimidating and the last thing you want to worry about is trying to open a wet wipe. As you can see, I dropped my first aid kit. The first thing you can do to recover is pump hand sanitizer in your hand, wrap it around the first aid, and then sanitize your hands again. And you're good to go. Do not panic and continue to the next step. Another reminder, do not touch anything else if your hands are contaminated. Again, this practical is to show that you understand proper sanitation and infection control, and that's the number one thing. Do not cross contaminate. Always brace your client. For your steam towel, make sure you wring the towel in the bag, and when you unravel, make sure you are testing it on your wrist so that it's not too hot for your client and that you're not going to burn them. And the judges will be looking for that. And also, when you're wrapping your client's face, do not cover their nostrils because they have to breathe. During the massage section, the judges will be looking for petrissage, effleurage, and tapotement. And you want to take your time in this procedure. You have to act as if your mannequin is a real client. So at least create 30 seconds in between each section. This is a reminder to always sanitize before going into universal supplies. You do not want to cross contaminate. If you wipe your hands with a wet wipe, it is okay to go into your universal supplies. All right, so this is very important. When you're done with your toner, automatically put that into your universal supply section, including with your moisturizer and SPF, because you will be needing that in your next section after you're done with the basic facial. As you can see, I did forget to leave a wet wipe on my table. So what I did was I sanitized my hands, I went into my bag and I got another wet wipe from my extra pocket, and I wiped my hands from the moisturizer and SPF, and then I went ahead and disposed of it. So we do make mistakes sometimes, and that's what you can do to recover, and try not to panic either. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. Alrighty, future estheticians, before we go on to the next chapter, you want to make sure in universal supplies you have your first aid, your hand sanitizer, your moisturizer, SPF, and your toner. So you really want to make sure that you have that after your basic facial. So now let's go on to the next chapter. Quick tip, in case you accidentally put a moisturizer SPF in the wrong compartment, you would just get it from the bin. Make sure that you sanitize the product and sanitize your hand again. And that's the way you can recover yourself in case you accidentally place an item into the wrong container and you might need to get it back. And the same thing goes for the toner. Let's say you put it back into the to be disinfected. You just automatically smother it in sanitizer and sanitize your hands again. And that's how you can recover from that. All right, so I'm also going to show you guys another thing. Let's say something crazy just happens and you happen to somehow throw away your drape that you're draping your client with. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you an example of what to do in case, let's say, you drop it. So you go ahead and put that into your soiled linen, sanitize your hands. You're going to go into your universal supplies and you're going to take at least 2 aesthetic wipes, like so, or just 1, but I would say 2. And then you're going to sanitize again. And proceed to drape your client. I wanted to make sure that in different scenarios, there's ways that you can recover and you're not going to panic, because once you panic, you tend to forget some things. And I know you got this. All right, you guys. So let's get into wax removal. You will break down your work area and dispose of supplies used in the previous section. You will prepare your work area for a new client. You will set up the universal supplies you will use for the remainder of the examination. You will also set up the following sections of the examination: hair removal of the eyebrow using simulated soft wax and tweezing, facial makeup. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Do not demonstrate any procedures until the verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Stay back to indicate you have finished. Just a reminder, do not begin anything until the judge has finished talking and the judge has told you to begin. I want to give you guys a heads up. Make sure you do not touch your client. And if you do touch your client, make sure you're sanitizing before you touch them because you will get points taken off. So make sure that when your client, that mannequin is there, that is your client, and you got to take it serious when it comes to not touching them because even though it's a mannequin, we might put in our head it's a thing, but to the judge's eyes, that is your client. So really be careful with that. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. You have 5 minutes to prepare your client for the following sections of the examination. Hair removal of the eyebrow using simulated soft wax and tweezing facial makeup. Please do not begin any procedures until the verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. You will perform hair removal of the eyebrow using simulated soft wax and tweezing. You will select one eyebrow to demonstrate a simulated soft wax and tweezing procedure. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will be instructed individually by the examiner to demonstrate the soft wax and tweezing procedures. This is an untimed section. Do not begin to demonstrate the soft wax or tweezing procedures. You will be instructed individually by the examiner to do so. Candidate 1, please tweeze 3 hairs from the same eyebrow and conclude the service. Now for the tweezing portion, you're going to go into your universal supplies and retrieve a cotton round and place it on the table and demonstrate yourself tweezing. Before beginning, make sure you test the wax on your wrist. You will perform facial makeup. You will be expected to apply facial makeup in the following order: foundation, powder, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and lip color. You are expected to brace when working around the eye and mouth areas. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 20 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 10 minutes remaining. Step back and to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Flip your client so that you can start your makeup application. Be sure to brace your client. It is very important you brace your client in each section of the face that you are doing. You want to make sure for your mascara wand that the actual brush that comes with the mascara wand is cut off. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. Please stop working. You will demonstrate the blood exposure procedure. You will imagine the following scenario. During a service, your client has sustained a minor cut to the chin. The injury is such that you can continue with the service. You have not come in contact with the blood and your work area has not been contaminated. You are expected to demonstrate the proper procedure for a blood exposure. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You'll be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section. Please do nothing until the next verbal instructions are given. Please stop working. Please do nothing until the next verbal instructions are given. You have 2 minutes to set up the supplies for the practical microdermabrasion section of the examination. Please do not begin any procedures until the verbal instructions are given and you are instructed to begin. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. You will perform partial microdermabrasion. You will demonstrate horizontal strokes across the entire forehead. You will then demonstrate vertical strokes across the entire forehead and conclude the service. You will be expected to follow all client protection, safety, and infection control procedures. You will have 10 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 5 minutes remaining. Step back to indicate you have finished. The instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Before the examination, make sure you cut your jump rope 4 inches from the previous end. All candidates have indicated they have completed this section of the examination. We will now proceed. Please stop working. You have now made it to the finish line. Now you can break down your area and put your items in the designated areas, and you can proceed to the exit.